What's up? Backyard Chicken Bro here, coming to you episode 1. Today we're going to talk about chicks. You can see as of right now I've got 3 chicks currently being raised in my brooder box. I keep my brooder box in my garage to try to better control the environment around it. That big one you just saw hop down, she's about 7 weeks old. The one in the middle, the black one, she's about 6 weeks old. And the youngest one right here, she's about 4 pushing 5 weeks. And you can see there's quite a difference in size of the bird already, and the amount of feathers that each one of them has. The youngest one still has some of her baby feathers or fuzz, and these two are pretty much fully grown in the majority of their feathers, so they can better control their body temperature already. 4 main things you want to think about when keeping your chicks healthy is one, you always want to make sure they have water. I recommend putting in 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in their drinking water per 1 gallon of water to keep the poop off their butt. It's actually the most common way that most chicks die is they get poop stuck to their butt. They can't alleviate waste and they end up just dying from toxins in their body. So that's an easy fix for that. I haven't had to clean a poopy butt in over 3 years, but I would check your chicks' butts 2 to 3 times a day just to be safe. I still do, even though I do it. They always should have food. Basic chick starter, medicated or non-medicated, whatever you prefer. I go with medicated just because I like that additional benefit of keeping them healthy when they're little, especially with no mama hen around to take care of them. So waters, I always go with a high brimmed water, meaning that this lip is higher than most, which allows the water to stay cleaner as they scratch around and dig in the box. So you don't end up having to replace water as frequently. You can see in the garage I've got a heat lamp strung up above the brooder for heat if it's required. It was 94 degrees today, so it's hotter than all get out in here. So I actually have a little small fan running just to keep air moving around the coop, the brooder. It's 82 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to have a thermometer in the brooder so you can keep track of what temperature is. When they're real young and they have no feathers and all they have is fuzz, you want to keep the brooder box at about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what an adult hen would keep them if they were hatched and kept by a hen themselves. But in this case, since they've got most of their feathers in now, you can start dropping that temperature down to 85 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and they should be able to stay warm enough and regulate the body temperature to stay alive. So that's the basics of keeping chicks. You want to keep them separated from any adult hens you may have until they're at least 16 weeks old, and then you can start the integration process, but we'll save that for another episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. Just basics on chicks. They're pretty simple. Just check their butts, make sure they're fed, make sure they have water, and they'll be happy. That's all I got. Y'all have a great night.